everyone. Welcome to the Select Board meeting, Town of Rochester, January 12th, 2026. It is 5:01, and we are calling this meeting to order based on the fact that we have conformed to the open meeting law. The agenda has been posted in 3 places around town. It has been posted on our website, and it has been emailed to interested parties. Therefore, I believe we're all set to go ahead and start our meeting. First thing on our meeting agenda is prior meeting minutes from December 22nd, 2025. It was not a super long meeting, but a productive one. So I have read the meeting minutes and I move that we approve them
Second.
as written. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chad abstains because he
He wasn't here. Okay. Do we have a report from the library? Someone from the library online? Anybody waving their hand?
You know, I believe it's their intention to come to the second of the 2 monthly.
Okay, a once a
select
month
board
visit.
meetings. Yeah.
Yep. How about the highway department? Good evening.
Hi. Having a hard time getting salt.
So is the hardware.
Seems to be a shortage.
It seems to be a shortage. As soon as New Jersey freezes up, then they take all our salt away. All we can do is keep our fingers crossed on that. I was hoping it wasn't on your level, just on my store level. Don't go to the hardware looking for salt either. Are they giving you partial deliveries?
I'm getting some delivery.
Okay, yeah, we're all being rationed.
No,
Is that a widespread thing, or other towns having the same problem?
Oh, I'm sure of it.
well, it depends on where you buy the salt,
Yeah.
and our contract is with Cargill. Cargill is having a problem. I don't know about the. I know the state's not having a problem, and they go through American Salt, but.
Mhm.
I'm not
they pay
getting
more
it
money
from,
to
I'm not getting it from Do It Best in bags. So,
have to do what we do.
Yeah.
And
Yep. It seems to happen every 2 or 3 years. This seems,
May not be clear on that.
Is Cargill who is is that the one that the VLCT? Is the Cargill who's giving salt for all the VLCT like
pricing.
pricing?
That was American Salt, that state thing was through, but
Well, it's too late.
So would
We
it-
can't
like.
Right.
switch now.
But in the future, should we like
it was the
maybe
end of
just
October before they signed the contract.
Yeah,
I didn't wait.
right.
I didn't dare wait.
should we sign for both? Mm.
If it gets to be too much of a problem, I'll do more investigating and
Yeah. I remember every few years this seems to happen.
Mm.
It depends on the weather, a little further to the south.
the driver told me today that they didn't fill their. Cargill didn't fill their salt shed because they didn't get the state contract, so,
Uh-oh.
but there could be a train load coming tomorrow.
Right, we'll see if it's just a couple weeks, a temporary situation, or if it's something we gotta ride out the rest of the winter with, and then we'll decide going forward.
Oh, and I've got more sand coming because we used quite a lot of that.
Mhm.
At the end of the year, we're probably gonna be over on the sand budget, but we not much we can do. And then on the good note, Keystone called and our truck is built,
All right,
waiting for a ride, to get here.
Wow. So have we notified Viking that it's on its way to them?
I wasn't gonna do that until it gets, till they know it's in shipment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Sitting-
yeah.
Sitting in the factory, so.
So does this have to be financed at the time that we take it from there to Viking?
I imagine G-Stone's gonna wanna get paid, yeah.
Okay,
Probably.
Probably have to drive it up and drop it off and
okay,
pick it up in a year.
Right, for budgeting, it's gonna be 1 year, 2 years. We're gonna have a crossover. That's why we have a line of credit.
Other than that, I guess I don't have anything.
That's not bad news.
Well, the roads look good, so
Mm.
much appreciated.
Some dying.
What about the utilities?
Bed early.
No, they're in great shape. Utilities operator, how's that going?
Site 4, we've had some issues. Last weekend. And, they came down, pumped 32,000 gallons out of there. Haven't figured out really what caused it all. But Mission didn't call me, the lights didn't work. To set it off.
Mhm. So what did set it off for you?
I went down, checked it. I walked up to the cover and opened the cover up and all my lights were on. So,
Okay,
and then I called help quick because
Yeah.
it opened up the tank and it was way fuller than it should have been.
Hmm.
And they came right down from Middlesex and three trips with 2 trucks on Saturday. And then I got a hold of an outfit in Burlington to come down to see if we can figure out what's going on. Pumps. They came down Monday morning, so I had them pumped another 8,000 gallons on Monday to buy us time to fix the problem.
well, the pumps are working.
They're
If it-
working now, but it just started calling me again today, so I don't know what's going on. It could be the transducer's bad,
Mhm.
but it doesn't. It's done it twice now. I did it Saturday night at 8 o'clock. I come down. And everything was fine when I got down here. And then didn't bother until last night, called me again, said there was a problem. And I just let it go and came down this morning, but everything been fine.
So, yeah,
I don't know what's going on. It's something in the controls that are setting it
Mhm.
off,
yep.
but when it only does it once every 3 days, it's some freaking hard to find.
Yeah,
And is that the one that starts at the tennis courts and goes out that way?
Yeah.
We just replaced that pump?
One of them.
One of
We're
them,
gonna
that's right.
replace
one
the
of
other
them.
one in spring. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's kind of a different outfit to help us out, but they're out of Essex,
Mhm.
Armanuski, that's what they're out
Hmm.
of. But there's not very many people that work on big pumps
Right,
and do control work also.
for effluent that has to be pumped uphill.
Because Champlin hasn't been working well for us at all, so I've called them several times and they don't seem to acknowledge we live. But I also was talking to my daughter about it, because they also use Champlin and she just laughed at me. She had lots of luck, Dad,
Mhm.
and they do a lot more work than we do.
Yeah, they're an engineering firm.
So I hope this new outfit's gonna help me out. We're gonna change that other pump first thing in spring.
Mhm.
But Monday morning it's pretty cold down there working.
Right, with effluent, yeah. No, we don't need that spilling out on top of snow either.
So hopefully we got temporary for the live with till spring. I don't know why it keeps calling once in a while. I mean, it's just, the only thing I'm gonna call them tomorrow and see what they got, any ideas, but it's hard to test it, because you get there and it works fine, and it works fine for the next 3 days, 4 days. Then
Yeah.
do it once at a time, and then it's all fine. I mean, these things start 6, 7 times a day.
Mhm. Make sure that driveway to that site is always open. 'Cause he's gonna have to go up there and check it every other day.
No, you don't go up on the hill, it's down here.
Oh, okay. The tanks are all down here.
The only thing up there is D boxes.
Okay, D boxes, okay. Good deal. Well, stay on it.
Question for you, the different fields that you have, do they service like certain parts of the town, or are you able to like bypass and send?
Mm-mm.
There is no,
Okay,
just 3 different fields, really. I mean, the field by the town garage takes small part of the town.
mm-hmm,
The one down back of school services everything from the school down. And then the rest of the town goes up on the hill.
okay,
There's 14 fields up there that are 100 by 100, and I use 7 of them at one time.
There's super big leach field septic
yes,
system,
no, I've been,
huge.
Terry took me around all of them, so,
It's basically 10 acres of drainage up there.
yeah.
And they're all, that one's 22 years old.
It's impossible.
So, I mean, it's.
You're supposed to
So
last this
once we
40.
replace that pump in the spring, we probably need to,
Think,
one.
22 years old, so,
Mm.
we won't have any spares on the shelf anymore
yeah, we will. We'll have one.
after the springtime. Oh, okay. We still should be shopping.
Mhm.
Thank you. That it?
That's it.
Water's good. Is Jeff on board?
I do not see.
No, he told me he couldn't make it.
Okay. And Kristen is not here for grant updates. But we do have someone here with a VHI management update with a presentation.
We have a two-part, information sharing. So Drew Hudson's here. Drew is also a VHI board member.
Mhm.
Headed up an effort to, bring solar energy to the high school building. He's going to talk about that and answer questions. And then Raj and I can talk about more routine stuff. I'd like to give Drew an option to.
Sure. And Mike was present for a lot of this, so we had a bit of a rush right at the end of the year to approve bringing on a contractor, which VHI is paying for now at least, or intends to pay for all of, but we haven't had to pay the whole bill yet, just made a deposit on it. We picked Catamount Solar. We got 5 really good bids from solar contractors, all of whom could have done the job of putting solar power on the roof of the building. The reason we had to rush the decision a little bit right at the end of the year is
Incentives.
incentives. We had a limited time opportunity, which we still believe we can capitalize on, to claim some tax credits. You don't pay taxes, and neither does VHI, but we can qualify for these things called advanced tax credits
Mhm.
through the Inflation Reduction Act if we make a deposit before July 4 of next year, and that deposit goes into actual equipment, which then ends up on the roof of the high school, eventually as part of the project. So we started the wheels in motion, and we put up some money from VHI's side that we had already raised to make the deposit and bring the contractor on board to try and lock in that tax credit, which could be well over $100,000 worth of value for the project if it comes through. And that's why we did what we did when we picked the contractor. Happy to share more, with the select board if you want to look at some of the other bids or think about other ways to finance it going forward. But our intention as VHI is we will fold this in with the fundraising we're already doing. We'll raise all the money for the solar project. And the reason why we wanted to get moving on it and make a commitment to it is we'd seen the first couple months of electric bills, and we're paying, you know, between $1,000 and $2,000 a month
Yep.
already to light the space even before there's tenants in there and all
Yeah,
that stuff.
that's normal.
That's projected to go up once we do have tenants in there and after the renovation, because we'll have more use of the building, which is all good. And the solar projects that we got, pretty much all the bids were good for offsetting the total demand after the phase 1 renovation. So potentially knocking the electric bill down as low as zero. It won't really ever be zero any particular month because there's always other fees you have to pay.
Mhm.
Should go a long way to
You
reduce
use
the
the
electric bill.
charge, yeah.
It'll be
The
much
net
less than
metering.
it is even now, and even though we'll be using more power after the renovations. That was why we wanted to go ahead with the solar. And then making the deposit now and bringing the contractor on board now gives us the best chance to lock in that tax credit next year, presuming we can hit all the other deadlines and plans and raise all the money and get the project built. So that's what we did.
Do you know, the size, the kilowatt size of the system?
Yeah, the projection, the bid we went with is about 200 kilowatts.
Oh, yeah.
Big. But it's a lovely, great big, about south-facing roof
Mhm.
there on the north. Side.
And to appease people, that have made statements in the past, the roof sustains the weight of the solar.
Yeah, it will.
Is that because the solar is now lighter than it used to be?
We're also, part of the phase 1 renovation is to put a new roof on that wing of the building.
Mhm.
So there will be a new standing seam roof, and then the solar themselves, the panels are lighter. The racking equipment is lighter than it used to be in years past.
And this funding is basically outside of grant funding,
Correct. It'll be new money that we'll need to raise.
right? Because I believe the grant is by American. Most grants are by American.
Yeah.
And so you want to make sure you've got American solars if you're using grant money. And you're probably not.
Yeah, the good part about working with Catamount, you know, they're locally owned, employee-owned company from over in Randolph. And most of their equipment already meets the standards that are required.
Yep.
Okay, great.
Okay, that's my 2 cents worth. It's worth about 2 cents, right?
But yeah, I'll just say that, because GMP has fixed our substation, you know, when this comes to fruition, you will be able to connect.
So we hope. We do still, part of the work in 2026, we'll also be working with GMP. We'll need an interconnection agreement, just like anybody else puts a solar panel up in your yard or anything else. And we do also, we took out the battery storage part from this part of the bid selection project. One, there are still tax credits available for buying batteries, but they have a longer shelf life. You can apply for them well into 2028. And so we had a little more time to do that. And then 2, GMP has some incentive programs for putting batteries in that are separate from solar power. And so we might be able to
Yeah,
get a
like
good deal.
That's
out
the
of
walls
GMP.
things, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You can basically lease a power wall from GMP for about $50 a month, which is very attractive for a $15,000 piece of equipment that you'd otherwise have to buy
Right.
front and then get permission from them to connect into your building. So, so we put that part off. And when we talked to GMP about, you know, okay, here's our plan for solar and we need an interconnection agreement and all that kind of stuff. We'll also take up the question of batteries with them, see if we can get a good deal.
Mix them, yeah. I seem to go up on the Public Utility Commission website quite often lately, so I will watch for that. I will watch, not yet, but that's what shows up. All the
Yeah.
solars show up too, so I'll watch for it, because that 200 kilowatts will be
It's a big one.
bigger than most. Yeah, that's great.
I think it's also just worth noting that the HI is taking 100% of the risk for buying the system, and the town is getting 100% benefit by offsetting the electric costs the town building. So, I mean, that's our commitment to the town and to this project and our faith.
And it's a big statement to the town. I appreciate acting on it sooner rather than later. You know, it was sold that way, that we would try to be as efficient as possible.
Yep.
So it's got my thumbs up.
And to the last thing on the timeline, where it would show up in the interconnection queue at the PUC and other things, this would happen at the end of phase 1 renovation, because again, we want to get the roof replaced first. And also included in phase one renovation is all the rewiring of the building.
Okay, yeah,
And so we wouldn't want to tie into the old system and then rewire it.
mhm,
This will be,
right, and you want to get the new roof on, yeah.
exactly. I get the new roof on, we get the new wiring in the building,
Mhm.
you know, that's set, and then put your solar on top.
By next winter?
We hope so. I mean.
Gotta
goes
buy
to
the
whole
equipment by
project.
July. You
Right.
should have it,
If you make the initial investment, it's supposed to be that you can get the tax credit for up to, I think it's like 50 months after,
okay,
you know, the July 4 deadline.
oh, okay.
So we have some time, but yes, we would like to go as quick as we can. So
The town would too.
everything works. We'll get phase one renovation going in the spring. That'll be done by the fall. Solar go on the roof before winter, before the snow comes down. And we'll get the savings in, you know, as quick as we can.
That's our ideal schedule. It depends.
Mm. And it is a great site for it.
Fundraising and
Yeah.
grant.
Mhm.
You see.
So, Drew, just, on the tax credits, I know that's the term that's used,
Yeah.
in the IRA. But, I mean, because we don't pay taxes, there's actual real cash value here.
Yes.
Can you just say a couple words about how that works?
Yeah.
Sell them, right?
So the way it works, no, it's actually separate from that. The way that they set this up, so it's the tax credit you're getting is called the investment tax credit and the production tax credit. Those are tax credits that are available to anybody who creates a renewable energy project, who develops solar power. Historically, they were only available to for-profit entities because that's who pays taxes, right? When they passed the Inflation Reduction Act, they created a new program called direct pay or elective pay. And what it says is that if you don't pay taxes, but you file a tax return, so nonprofits file a 990 every year, you can fill out the same paperwork as if you were a tax-paying entity, and you get the value of the tax credit as a grant. It comes from the IRS, and it's paid to you as a cash money offer. So basically, you get $150,000 back on this project at the end of the project in the following tax year. And they didn't repeal in the One Big Beautiful Bill Act that they passed last year. They repealed the investment tax credit and the production tax credit, but they didn't get rid of the direct pay. So in theory, there are other incentives out there like the ones for batteries that we could still claim in the future, but it's just that there's no tax credit to claim after July 4 for renewable energy, particularly solar power.
Thank you.
Done his homework.
So meanwhile, we also have to deal with the existing heating system. We've had some ongoing issues. We originally worked with Charlie Martin to see if CV Oil could service the boilers, and he said this is, you know, a different type of equipment.
No, thank you.
He said, no, thank you, but he did refer us to a firm in Rutland called Alliance.
Oh, no more Plouffe?
No,
They just don't seem to, this doesn't seem to be a high priority.
It's a long trip over the mountain for them, and, okay.
When they were here, they were great.
Mhm.
But we needed them more often than I think they were able to respond to. So this other firm, they've been out the site, they did an assessment, we're waiting for a report and recommendation from that assessment. What we might do to keep everything working well for at least a few more years. And then coordinating that work with Brian Boucher for the controls. And, you know, the controls and the heating system itself need to be in harmony. And so that's a focus of Asha's work right now. Making sure all that happens.
Getting to know your mechanicals, huh?
yeah, a lot. We know a lot about cylinders. And then on the more fun side, I've put out a calendar of events. For the next 2 months, we have arts classes going on. We have a couple of pop-up mini markets that we're going to do. That one of them corresponds with the Winterfest that will be happening.
Out in the yard.
Yep, and so we'll use part of the hub building. We'll have, so we're working together with Rochester Recreation and the Rochester Stockbridge PTO, and these markets will work together with the Rochester Farmers Market, with whom I have an in. And so we're really working with a lot of different organizations. We'll be working with the library and Pierce Hall, kind of coming together to discuss all of our places in the community, and
Oh, nice.
yeah, so that we all can kind of plan the future of network and programming together.
Mhm.
So that everyone feels like everyone feels like they have their place in town and that their plans are being respected and heard. And so we're really excited about that.
Teen Center?
Yeah, so the teen center, I have actually, yesterday I spent a good amount of time with a young person who has moved back to town. I'm not gonna share who it is yet, but, and he is very excited about joining forces with us to really work on this. He has a lot of experience. And so we're really excited about that. We're hopefully going to get some more casual programming started in the winter and spring, and summer, and then have a more structured program, hopefully with the next academic
Mhm.
year. Yeah.
Yep.
And that
Sounds
we
like
can kind of
every
work
Friday
around
night
construction
season,
also, because we can kind of move these things around, and if you're talking about licensed programs, you can work with licensing program to change the rooms you're using and all of that, so
Mhm.
it's moving,
Okay,
really excited.
Yeah, Nancy Sands has been great. You know, she ran the.
Always has been.
For many years. She's
Mhm.
sort of reactivated and is giving us advice and brought out of storage slate bed pool table, an air hockey table, and a foosball table, and she's got a ping pong table waiting in reserve. That's all been brought to the building. And we want to get this going. And, either pause it or move it during construction, and then we'll be ready to go back into the finished youth recreation space. So very excited about this.
Yes, I am too. I wish I was a teen.
We don't card for the foosball table.
No, we serve alcohol down there now. Well, thank you. On the select board updates, which is the next thing on our list of wonderful things to do today, I had written something up. But I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. It's been a relatively quiet month, but we did have some conversation going between Jeff, Mike, monitoring a certain situation with the MERP grant allocation and investigating if there's a possible way to better apply the money that we have been granted to renovate this building and the town office. There's no promises that any of that would work, but if you don't ask, you don't know. So that is still in process about the energy grant that we have and how we're going to go forward with it, applying it, even if it does stay applying to this building and the town office. So we need to get our act together and go with this grant or not. So that's yet to be determined. We had uploaded the select board opinion. We had stated that at our last select board meeting. We read it publicly. We did wait for
Cell tower.
the cell tower. What did I say?
You didn't say anything.
Oh, so we uploaded our opinion. We waited for the planning commission to upload theirs, and then we followed suit right after that. We also have listed the town select board and the planning board as interveners towards the monitoring of the progress of the cell tower as well. So we're still active and keeping our eyes on that particular thing. Mike had gone to a library meeting about the ongoing library problems on their exterior walls. And so that's, as always, ongoing as well. We're just waiting for an opening, a grant or something that would, kickstart this wish list that we have going with that
They're
library
applying
building.
for a grant they think that they're well qualified for and, fingers crossed.
Yeah, because I mean, visually, just driving by, you can see that it needs some help.
Yeah.
And we have received a little bit through the Budget and Finance Committee. We have brand new auditors, which are auditing our books that are the books that closed in June 30th of 2024. That is the cycle that is being audited now. And, we loved our auditors before, as much as you could love an auditor, but,
Sure.
we now have new ones, so they're kind of like going backwards and refamiliarizing themselves with the whole process and our books and everything, so it's not just an add-on audit. And typically the audit is completed in time to have something published in the town report. And they would be supplying a report, and we're not sure they're going to get to it in time for us this year. So it might be an auditor's report that we introduce at town meeting, and it may not be in the town report. So I just wanted to publicly put that out there. We're not purposely forgetting the auditors. They're just blue.
And we've been in communication with them to try to hurry them up a little bit. But because they're new, you know, it's probably taking them longer than, you know, it would have taken our old auditors. So it's not unlikely that we may wind up in the position that you just described, that we won't have it in time for the town report.
That would be great if we had everything in our hands for that. We worked very hard starting in October to pull this all together.
Mm.
And when the pieces don't fall, and it's like, what are we doing now? Also, pretty much today, revisiting the cell tower a little bit more. To the people in town that had signed a petition opposing the cell tower. We have all of those pages and pages and pages of signatures. But it was originally noted that the petition was not really a binding petition. And the petition reads to the select board. Today it was requested by several people that the petition be uploaded to the Public Utility Commission website. And on the advice of our attorney that is advising us on that particular issue, you know, and I pointed out that the language of the petition is pointed towards the select board. It's making a request to the select board. It's not making a request to the PUC. Therefore, it did not really need to be uploaded to the PUC. And today is the last day to give your opinion. So if you have an opinion on the cell tower, you had till 4:30, I think. If the PUC decides to open to hearings and pursue it further, then we would have yet another opportunity, and that could be the time that we would submit all of that. But the first hurdle is, will the PUC even go to that point of level? So, again, the wheels of government turn slow, and, you know, we'll see what happens if the PUC reacts positively, negative, opens the door, closes the door. We'll see what happens there. And so that process could possibly take place in the future if we see the need for that to happen.
The developer could decide to not pursue it further as well.
That would make us the good guys, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now we're gonna move on to new business. I can leave this for you, maybe. We have a second-class license renewal for Sugar Mamas LLC, formerly known as Sandy's. Let's see. And so the application, as always, is made through the state of Vermont, and we are just notifying the public that there will be an entity selling alcohol in our town. We don't approve it, they do, but this is under Sugar Mamas LLC. I move that we approve the second-class liquor license for Sugar Mamas on Main Street in Rochester.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right. Yeah, and there's nothing for us to do there. Next thing is, we have a couple letters that have been submitted through Julie, our clerk, to the select board. of an issue and very serious concerns from residents on Kennedy Drive in our town, of what they are referring to and considering to be abusive behavior towards a dog. And so we have been looking into it, and we are just publicly noting that further action may be taken on this. It is not the select board that decides what action is taken, but it is a public concern. And so because we have letters from the public with those concerns, we're making it public that we are going to be taking whatever necessary action. And at this point in time, the advice that we're getting is from Vermont Fish and Wildlife Officer.
And I wanted to also ask that we update our policy on animal control.
We can read it
Or
over and
in-
see what
yeah.
we've got written down for that.
May need to update that. And also in the rules for abusing when there's an animal that's in an abusive situation, our animal control can go in and take the animal if they have received proper training, which is a course that they would have to take. So that was another option that we probably want to pursue with our animal control if we want to go that route.
We can
With-
pursue it pending however the turnout of this one is. If it's not satisfactory, then we could pursue that extra training for that. If Fish and Wildlife comes in and helps us properly, then I think that we'll consider it in the future. But let's look at the policy first as well.
So does Fish and Wildlife like do a little fact finding, based on these reports, or what,
What do you mean by fact
you
finding?
know, to see if it's.
Yeah, they'll do
reports
site
are-
visits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same as, horse neglect
Mm.
and all of that. And, regular farm animal neglect is the same with dog. And then, there's a barking issue. So, that would fall upon supporting it because the dog is barking a lot. And so when it's cold, take your dogs in.
Mhm.
I do. Our next thing is the certificate of highway mileage report due February 20th. This is an annual thing that we register with the state, and the state does provide us with certain subsidy funding to maintain our roads. I'm going to say highways, town highways and roads. And so every year we have to submit a form saying how many miles of road we have in the 4 classes that we have. Well, we've got a legal trail too. No, 4, because we don't have class 1. That would be like Interstate 89. And so this is done on an annual basis. So every year we're going to go through and we're going to let you know that we have, it says previous, but yeah, 12.24 miles of class 2 roads. We have 39.13 miles of class 3 roads. We have 7.47 miles of class 4 roads, and we have 6.65 miles of legal trail. We do get subsidized. I don't believe we get subsidized for the legal trail, but class 4, class 2, and class 3, we get some subsidy from the state of Vermont to maintain those roads. And so I think we are ready to sign this. I move that we submit this mileage report, certificate of highway mileage, to V-Trans. There's
So
Vermont Agency of Transportation.
these mileage, I guess that doesn't really change from year to year. We're not making new roads.
If we had decided to discontinue a road, it would change.
So we
If we added a road, it would change. And we did add a road off of Bethel Mountain Road, but it's a private road. So we accepted a road into our our mapping, but
Mhm.
it's not a town road, it's a
Okay.
private road, and we allowed them to have a name for their road.
We did have a change on the class 3 on State Garage Road. There was a small amount that was.
Oh, a
reduced.
remeasurement?
Yep.
Yeah. So I move that we sign off on this and take some state money.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
I guess I'm gonna sign it over here. Then she could fill in the dates signed, but y'all
Mhm.
sign back here. Do we have any call for old business or public comment? Do we have anybody on meets?
Doesn't appear to be.
How you doing over
I'm
there?
Reading this thing, right?
No one's calling us.
Like I said, 15 thumbs.
They got work to back us up. Well, that said, I guess I move that we adjourn.
Seconds.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.